Hey Keap community, I am Brett Fairborn here with your Keap Business Automation Play of the Month, and this month's play is just a really simple tactic you can use all over your business. A common place where I've seen it is anytime you have something that happens in an automation and you want a running log or history of when that's happened, you can use this play to take care of it. And what it does is it fills out a Google form directly from Keap's Automation Builder, and that form then can populate a row in a Google Sheet. So you end up with this Google Sheet with a running list of all the times whatever thing you're tracking has happened in your automation. And of course, Keap has reports for this kind of stuff as well, but sometimes it's nice to just log it somewhere where you can share easily with the Google Sheet without having to go into a Keap report, right? So for this example, we have a very simple web form, just has 4 fields on it: first name, last name, email, and podcast topic. You can use any field you want. That's why I added this custom one, so you can see any field will work. All right, let's go back out here. And when someone fills out that form, they'll go into this sequence, and we want to do an HTTP post. We could use just the simple post feature, or we can use this new HTTP request feature. It has more options, but all we need is the post, so either one would work. So we've got a post here. Here we need the URL for the form that we're going to fill out, and then we need all of the parameter names and values. And by the way, if this is starting to feel a little technical, a little daunting, don't worry. I have no idea what I'm doing. I learned this in the past, and it's not too hard to implement, so just follow along, follow my instructions, you can do this. For anything that you want to log a big list of any time this thing has happened in Keap. In this case, it's when someone fills out this form. So let's switch over to the Google form. This is the form. Now, keep in mind, this is where I can edit the form, create and add fields, and I've already added the same fields that we have in that form in Keap. So this is all set. One setting to make sure you have on is actually turned off. This one right here. So I'm logged into my Keap Google account. So by default, it wants to restrict to users in Keap and its trusted organizations. I had to turn that off so that we can fill this out on the back end. Otherwise, on the back end, it's going to ask for a login to Google, which we're not going to be able to do in an automated manner. We're not actually filling this out as a human. We're building a machine to fill it out for us. So once that's set, just hit send. And I'm going to just get the link here, copy that link, and open it up in a new tab. Here is the actual form that I could fill out, but instead of me filling it out, I'm going to have Keap fill it out for me every time someone hits that stage in the automation. Okay, here comes the scariest part. Ready? We're going to right click, and no, I want inspect. There we go. Sometimes inspect shows up and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. I do know if you click in a field right here, I was going to say it doesn't show up, but it did. Anyway, I want inspect. So I'll click on that. And honestly, the easiest way to do this is just to switch to the network tab here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And make sure preserve log is checked. There we go. And let's just fill this out with some test data. Now click submit. Okay, all this stuff on the right populated. We just need to find the bit that says form response. There it is. Now in form response, we have first D, last D, all the stuff that I put into the form, right? And what we really need from here is these 4 entry dot big number things. This is what Google has called those fields. So when you create a new field on a Google form, Google has a billion of those, and they have just assign a random number to each one to identify it, and that's what it's using on the back end. So let's grab this first one. And I'll go back to Keap over here. So the first one is this. I'm going to delete. I had an extra space and a colon on there. And the value, I'm going to use a merge field, and this is the first name. Let me just make sure that's right. It ended in 3238, and it was the first name. 3238, first D. Yep, cool. All right, let's get this one. And we're just copying each of these sort of technical back-end names of these fields, and we're telling Keap on the Google form in this one that Google called 14897 blah, 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 we want to put in their last name. And then on this one, which is going to be the email address, again, paste that in there, delete that extra colon and space that just got carried over from when I copied. And this is going to be the email address. And then the last one right here. There we go. And this is a custom field. And it was I'll just search. You can see I've done this before. Podcast topic. There we go. And then the last one is just submit and submit. This just submits the form once Keap has sent the data over via HTTP post. All right, let's close those merge fields, and we can actually test this right now. I'll just test it with my name here. And the response we get is, oh, we do need a URL. I didn't put the URL in there. Okay, so let's go back to this Google form. And I don't remember how to get the URL. I think it's right here. Yeah, so just right click on the form response and copy URL. Look at that. Okay, so we'll paste that in there. Hopefully that's it. Let's try one more test. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of stuff back here. Something happened. Seems like a good sign. All right, let's go back to where I can edit that Google form, close that send form dialog, and we've got a couple responses here. One is the test that I did, firsty lasty, and the other one is my test data from my user account in my Keap app. Now, if I click link to sheets, Google will create a new spreadsheet that has all the responses from this form. There we go. And you can see that I didn't have a podcast topic for the test data. I sent a test through with my user account on Keap, and I don't have that custom field filled out, so it just came through blank. That's exactly what I'd expect. But if someone actually fills out that form, it's got a podcast topic field that's required, so there will be data in that column for the rest of this. Okay, now let's go back to Keap. This HTTP post is ready, or HTTP request, I guess. The sequence is ready because that's all I'm demoing here. We are good to go. Let's publish this automation. All right, that's good. Toggle back to edit mode and open up this web form. Let's go to code and we'll just use the hosted version. Copy that. And let's just try filling out this form, see what happens. Okay, I filled out the form. My podcast topic is Post-it notes because I looked right here next to my screen and that's what I saw. So here we go. Let's click submit. Well, look at you, Firsto, you filled out the form. Okay, so it looks like it worked on Keap's end. Let's see if it added a row in the Google Sheet. So far, oh, there it is. Just showed up, just took a few seconds. So that's it. I went through this pretty quick, but you can always rewind and watch it again. If you're watching this in the Keap community, comment on the post. Let me know how you're going to use this tip. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can comment there. Wherever you're finding me, leave a comment. Let me know how you're going to use this one, and stay tuned next month for another Keap Business Automation Play of the Month.